record it. And so we're going to get that started. And I just want to share with you a little bit about tonight's call. So Sundays, as a rule, are our team leadership calls. One of my favorite nights of the week. It's a great way to jump into Monday, right? First of all, we all know the power of, many minds thinking the same thing and kind of forming this mastermind mentality. And I don't know how you guys are, but for me, it's important that I stay connected to people with Euphoria. Like, I am a huge campfire person, and I know how important it is. So that's why Sundays get me really excited. I love when people make the time to launch their week like this. And, it occurred to me this week, and Kyle and I were doing a lot of talking. And I was talking with Tom and spending some time with Luke. And Teresa and I, we talk almost daily. There's many of us that have been really thinking about how big this opportunity is. Okay, not just today, but even especially like leading into 2020, because every single day we're one step closer to that tipping point. And I was thinking about it myself. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys feel like this, but sometimes I feel like I have to pinch myself. Like, how did I get to be here? How was it that I happened to hear about this prior to most of the whole rest of the world, right? With a company where John Malott said it best on Thursday night, in a company that's not just going to be a billion. A billion's not the goal. Billions, plural, is the goal. And the thing is that is going to be a result of what we're actually doing in the world, the result of the impact that we're making with people. And when you marry those two things, and then you put it together with the people, I mean, just the faces and the hearts on this call, I mean, you're in the right place. So you put it together with that, and then the product, right? A product that truly is going to change the face of the way that this entire planet views their health. Like, put all that together, and then you pinch yourself, you're like, how the heck did I get to align myself ahead of it? But then I started thinking, so all of you people here, you're action takers, right? You're people that understand that. And however, I still think even us, and then the ones that aren't here, I think we all sometimes need a reminder of really what we've got in front of us, because the reminders are what make us prioritize it. And so I really think that it's important leading into the next couple months. When people do get busy, they get busy during the holidays. However, it is the biggest buying season of the year. And what better way, right, to really show people that you do care about them, how they can show people that they care about others. This is an amazing gift. So I think it's a gift in a lot of ways, but I do think that we're going to be able to capitalize in the next couple of months, and many of you understand what 2020 is looking like. A lot of really cool things in the work, and I do think we're going to hit just the top. That we're just going to we're climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing it, and we can't get tired. We have to keep on doing it. And so I think that it's important that we start out with some recognition. There are people that are here tonight, and maybe some that aren't, I'm not really looking at the whole screen, that deserve it, okay? That are taking action every single day. They are making things happen. They're getting out of their comfort zone. They're doing things that are uncomfortable, and they're learning from them. And I am loving being able to not only participate with those people, but also just see them grow through it. And so I'm going to introduce a friend of mine who's really going to take that piece of it tonight. And then, of course, you all know who our special guest is tonight. Um, you know, anytime I get the opportunity to learn something from Ron, I am like a sponge. He just has so much experience with this type of platform, with helping people understand, what it is we have. And so I can't imagine that you guys could hear it from anything else. So this is a vision call. It's a call to show you and remind you that this is a gift, and that really, should you be here to change your life, should you be here to gain financially, should you be here to go out and impact this planet, this is the place to be. It really, really is. And so I'm going to introduce to you my friend Kyle, and he's going to share a little bit of recognition. However, I know that he won't say his own name. And so I want to be sure and just give you guys a little bit of background on Kyle. on what he's meant to us in the year, almost a year coming up that we've known him. What he has, the example that he sets every single day as a leader and as a leadership role, and also I strive to have the kind of dedication that he does to the teams. You know, Kyle, he's the glue. I mean, I used to think I was the glue. Kyle McGregor is the glue. He he is the one that never forgets to keep us informed, never forgets to promote the next thing, to make sure we know the opportunity that's in front of us each and every day and how we can leverage it. He's the guy that is working constantly behind the scenes for this team. And it doesn't go unnoticed, Kyle, honestly. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. I'm sure that if they could all speak, they'd say the same. I can see the screen. On top of that, you know, he has 18 years of experience. There's so much to learn from him in this space. Unending enthusiasm, which is something that I'm very, very drawn to. He just cares. You know, he heard that we were doing something out here in Michigan. He had no idea if we were going to have 15 people or 500 people. He didn't know. As soon as he heard, he's like, I'll be there. I'll jump on a plane and come. He came at his own expense. We were able to just really spend some quality time together. He's just a guy with a big heart, a lot to offer, and he is just so not selfish with the info. You know, like he just wants to really, really empower this team, and he's working every day to do so. So, Kyle, I'm going to actually go ahead and let you take the reins. I think you can unmute yourself if you, I see you, but I don't see you unmuted, and if not, I'll get you. And I'm going to let you take it from here and then introduce our special guest. So are you with us? Okay, I'll have to unmute you. Hold on one second. Okay, we've got you now. Yeah, thanks for being on with me, Kyle. Appreciate it so much. And I know everybody here, I don't know if you're looking at your screen, but when I was talking about you, they're all nodding yes. Everybody feels so appreciative of you, so thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate that. First and foremost, what an honor and privilege to be here with this team, this organization that has really just synergized and come together with one vision, one purpose. But guys, I don't know if you know, but I love meeting people of this caliber with Miss Lori Court, just someone that is the mama bear who just loves everybody, but keeps everyone together, so organized, but just a beautiful heart and knows how to build and promote in an efficient way. So we're so blessed to have her leading the pack and leading from the front. Just a true servant's mentality that we have working with her. But there's a few people I also do want to recognize while we're here because, I mean, men die for it, babies cry for it. The things that we're looking for, some people do more for recognition than they will for money or any other thing out there. So we've got a lot of people that are really just stepping up to the plate here that are doing live events, being on the calls. I've got a philosophy of show up and win. Right, just show up to your life. You know, I don't care if it's your relationship, I don't care if it's your business. Be present, be on purpose and purposeful of what you're doing and building in your organization. So there's a few people I just wanted to congratulate and recognize that are really just stepping up in a huge way in their organizations and their teams. I mean, first and foremost, Carmen Patino. She's been just blazing the trail, utilizing our online application is just showing that exposure is everything and doing the actions and activities because that's what will create the results. Sydney Heathercote, Gordy Allerson, which is going to be on the ship with us here soon. Congratulations, guys, for really stepping up and showing these are your leaders that are recognizing you for you doing the actions and activities for your business. Mr. Blake Hahn, I mean, hosted an event that getting 58 people to have to be, contracted as a customer, guys. That's huge. I mean, these live events and organizing people to see the bigger picture is key. Rebecca Booth, Tarai Parvel, Kerry Lomar, Jeffrey Jackson, the consistency he's had in his business. Mr. Michael Swarting, just blazing the trail here in Virginia Beach. And actually, I'll be going here after the trip on the cruise, sticking around in Florida as well, going over to Virginia Beach. We're going to be having a live event there. So that's going to be super exciting because some of his people he's working with, Kirsten Domingo, phenomenal job, Rena Leland, Kevin Bright blazing the trail and making things happen. And then you have the millennials that are rocking and rolling. I mean, you have Mr. Tom Court, Lori's son. He is just a phenomenal leader, a visionary, as well as Mr. Luke Hessler is just this rise movement that they're utilizing to help their organization see the bigger picture we have. Micah and Misty Giadio, my gosh, these guys doing so much in the background and their knowledge that they have to bring to the table. We're so blessed to have them. Then we have the Viking, Mr. Sean Zimmer, holding the fort down and really showing what it takes to step up as a leader and organizational leader here with Team Empire. DJ Snyder, I mean, rolling so many three-way calls, guys. These are huge components and skill sets you learn and implement into your business. Cameron James, 2 events this last weekend, actually. Teresa Gervici, I just totally ruined your night. I apologize for that. But Teresa, we love you. Hosting great live events just recently. Connie Olar as well, hosting great live events. Paige Statler, got a trade show queen right there. So leading from that side of things, so many different elements to be able to get the word out efficiently. Marielle Dunlap, I always see her face on these webinars and bright shining, leading from the front. Great job with her leadership. Lou Dunbar, 3-way call setups. Kelly Vincent and Tina Malso, guys. These guys are some of the best leaders that I've ever seen in this 18 years of being in this industry. And it's such an honor and privilege to be working side by side with these people just to lead from the front. And I'll end with this, Mr. John Malott, who's really, truly created a platform for us here that's allowed us to, work together from his experience last 25 plus years in this industry. We're super fortunate to have him leading from the front and one of our organizational leaders in leadership. And so that's why we come here on a weekly basis, is to not only get the knowledge, skill set, mindset, and philosophy to work, but also recognize people when the recognition is due. And we want to thank you for all doing it. There's so many more. There's just so many more names I'd love to share, but these are some of the ones that over the last few weeks have really been step up in a big, big way. So we want to give this for recognition. But I want to get to the meat and the potatoes. I want to get out of the way to make sure that we hear from the myth, the man, the legend himself, a gentleman, ironically, comes up about 5 years ago. 4 years ago, I believe. I had went to an event to hear about a company he was the CEO of, and in Utah. And so we had a great connection then. It wasn't the right time to do business, and everything happens for a reason. We came around full circle. And when I got to see him again here and see the vision of what we're doing here, I take notes every single time around this gentleman. In every way, he just comes from the heart. His knowledge, his skill set, and he understands that success isn't just generated for yourself. You're really a true success when you can help other people achieve massive success. And so we're blessed to have Mr. Ron Williams, our CEO, founder of Euphoria, here on the call with us. Thanks so much for being here, Ron. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Thanks for being on here with us. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thanks, Kyle. I really appreciate it. And always fun working with you, Kyle. It's fun. It's productive. It's, it's on point. And I just love that. Lori has won my heart over, just the whole Court family for that matter. The ball is in their court. No, I'm kidding. But they've just really been super impressive to me. Tom, Luke, John Malott, a lot of the people that you've mentioned here, Blake, just really some special people. And, it's fun because yesterday I was in Las Vegas and I just went and spoke for a group, and they had, you can look on Facebook, I posted the picture, but it was just fun to see the cement now starting to happen in our company, where groups are cementing and bonding and just creating a force. And that once we all lock arms in that force, just so you know, if you're on tonight and you're part of this group, understand that when we lock arms, therein lies our certainty. Therein lies our success, our abundance. That's how it works, is when we all we can do anything when we align together. And that's what I love about what we're doing. Now, of course, with the company, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, just so you know. Our job during pre-launch was to just really test all the parameters of the company, test the fast-moving things, the slower-moving things, the easy to explain things, just test it all, get it all digested. I'm kind of a slow in, but really kind of a fire hose out when it comes out. So this last several months has been nothing but just gathering the information. So now, as we look ahead, we're looking at some really fun ideas where, just know that part of that vision looking ahead is taking the Ancestry type of technology, which, by the way, is a snack in our technology. We can do that stuff in like the back of our hands. So what if there were Ancestry reports in the near future? What if there was the 23andMe stuff in the near future? What if we understood what to eat more? Your nutrition is those perfect raw materials. Well, you still got to eat. So what if we started knowing what that was and what it was, what we should be eating and all those kinds of things? What if we had the skincare someday soon? What if we had the weight loss or the vision products or the performance products, and then someday the children's products? So just so you know, when we sit around the table, we always inch forward with some of these things. I don't have a date for any of them, but just know that this is how we kind of work as a team. We just kind of gather the information and we continue to produce it and refine it so that it becomes available to you guys. In terms of the business, let me tell you, this is as good as it's going to get in terms of just having the right company at the right time with the right opportunity. So having the group that you have, the nucleus that you have together, you have something so special. And there will be good days, there'll be challenging days, but the actions and the being don't change. Your goal is to wake up 18 months from now and go, whew, I can't believe it. I kept my head down and basically I'm earning this much residual income. Now this much could be 3,000, it could be 13,000, it could be 33,000, it could be 103,000 a month. And I've seen it all in my career and much more than that. So, and this kind of residual income weighs 10 times more than, job income. So that's the goal, is that we have this nucleus now, this powerful team. And I happen to be privy to just some activities that are coming down the pike for you guys in your group, some really cool stuff. So I think it's just a matter of staying connected, seeing the vision of what we're doing. We're the one and only company doing what we're doing. We are the standard of the future, and we're just kind of pushing right now to the tipping point. And yeah, we're getting in front of people, and yes, we're getting behind the computer. We're doing both. We're doing everything we can to get the word out, because it just so happens that the scientists who pioneered this vision and this technology, after 24 years, handed the baton to us. And if you're on tonight, handed the baton to you. So how much reverence are we going to give this, and how accountable are we going to be to the human race, since now we have this in our hands? Because if you think about it, folks, this is not another Me Too company. This is the one and only, pioneer. It's the trendsetter. It's the new thing. It's the future of nutrition. And we happen to be carrying the ball right now. So, calls like this are just another step in our progress together as a team. And I want you to know my commitment with the team that I work with. I work with an amazing team of people, Craig and Jorge and Yo and John, and just some really, really talented people. We want you to know that we watch your group every day. We watch your posts, we watch your activity, and the activity continues to go up and up and up. I want you to know that you can build a business here, looking for full-time networkers, part-time networkers. You can build a business by adding customers. We are 63% customer driven. You know why that's kind of cool? Because customers don't have an opinion of company X, Y, or Z. They're like, woo, that euphoria is something special, right? They're not hearing all the different racket, and all the stuff that goes on in the industry. So this is a time, and I don't normally say this because it doesn't typically come out of my mouth, but this is the time to put on the blinders. This is the time to just kind of burn the ships, close all the side doors and the back doors, and say, okay, if it's to be, it's up to me. And as a team, our success comes from our commitment to one another. That's just locking arm in arm. And I guarantee you, when we all lock arm in arm, we cannot fail. We will succeed together. We are succeeding. We're taking one step at a time. And some of us are going on a cruise. And I'm going to say, for those of you who are not going on the cruise this time, you will next time. But do me a favor. I'm just going to put in a good word for the people that are. keep the activity going that first 10 days of November. So post your live events, do all the things you can to keep the activity going while your upline is on the cruise taking a little sabbatical for their hard work and leadership and their support towards you. So I would strongly encourage that to, have your back of your upline and do something fun for them. But this is a great time to really sink your teeth into things. I'm looking forward to the holidays. You'll see us roll out a couple fun things. And of course, the next Unplugged meeting is in Dallas this week. I will also be in Canada Tuesday night and Dallas on Wednesday night. And then after that, it's time to go on the cruise. So I just wanted to express.
Can I add on to that real quick, Ron? And just to kind of piggyback what you're saying, I love when we can recognize the people, leaders, the people that are actually achieving success and rewarding them. Here's an awesome opportunity for people that are up-and-coming leaders that are willing to step up to the plate at that time. That's what true leadership. People start shining. And a lot of times, sometimes they're in the shadows of other people that are, leading the pack. But now, when you have an opportunity to step up, to, reach out to your organizational leadership and say, hey, look, what can I do to support you? What can I do to help you in the next week to 2 weeks? Right? I always look up, not just look down on my team. I look up and I ask John, what can I do to support you? What can I do to help you? So be that leader for yourself, for your business. You're a business for yourself, but not by yourself. And guys, we all need to come together to see what we can do to help win together. Now, that being said, you have these live events that you're doing, right? And I wanted you to touch on a couple of things before we jumped off real quick. Is one, the larger perspective, the bigger macro vision of where we're going. I love the fact that we are at the right place, the right time with a shift in this entire nutrition space, but that's just one of the first verticals we're tapping into on a large scope. I mean, I was just coming back from my football game this morning. I play on Sundays, and the gentleman that I play football with, he's like, remind me what you do again, right? And I gave to real simple, say, look, I'm partnered with a biotech company. We do designer custom nutrition based on people's DNA. And his interest got so crazy peaked. I sent him the video. He's like, me and my wife will need this yesterday. This is what's been going on with us. This is a perfect fit. So guys, the only reason people don't have what we offer is because they don't know it exists yet. We just need to open our mouths and share in a very simple way to where they're open to receiving the information. Now, Ron, on a macro perspective, from where we are now, for where you see we're going to be a year or 2 years down the road, what is your vision on looking what that looks like?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Thank you, Kyle. Well, folks, first of all, you need to know that this year, 2019, was all the pre-market, all the pre-launch stuff, all the gathering of the intel, so that in 2020, we continue to grow. We take this to millions of people. So imagine when we now take it around the world. And that is the plan, just so you know. We have the doctors now lining up. I will have you know that we had roughly 800 doctors speak up within the first day that we announced Practrition. So this to give you an idea of how attractive our technology is. That's how it just started. So imagine when we go not just to the doctors and we continue to grow here in North America, but then we open up, Europe or Australia or Asia or Israel or Russia. They're very scientific there in Russia. So imagine when we take it. So if you can, in your mind's eye, see Euphoria Science as a future city and you knew everyone was coming, how much real estate would you own of that city so you could be ready, right? So you could capitalize on the tipping point. So the future is bright for Euphoria Science. There's not another one of us. So make sure that when that you know that there are people coming, how much of that real estate will you earn between now and then? And guys, I think that it's probably harder when you're involved in the pre-launch, but it's also the most opportune time when you're involved in the pre-launch. So, enjoy this time, embrace it. You'll be able to tell the story a few years from now. Yeah, I was there in the very beginning before they ever launched, and we were getting our bearings straight. We were working it together and getting to know each other. And we all met each other and we just, we fell in love and we made a business work. So the future looks very bright, Kyle.
Awesome. That's what I've learned is, hey, look, we just got to put our heads down. We got to, set a game plan, put a map on the road and just share it to the world. That's really as simple as it is. And the ones who talk to the most people win. And whatever that looks like, and what we've been doing, especially with corporate's been doing, and Ron, we're so blessed to have him to be able to travel weekly, to be able to go to these live events that we have around the country. And what a blessing we have. We won't always have that opportunity. So now is the time to capitalize on, especially even if it's not just your backyard, but in other places you're traveling. That's why we can build this nationally and internationally when we go to other countries and expand, right? So, Ron, what would be your suggestion at this point in regards to online, offline, being in front of people? What's kind of the best strategy that you've seen that people are starting to see the results from, and then how the numbers are coming out from this point, at least for this moment in time, as we are here just starting things off? I think you're still unmuted.
Yeah, someone else is controlling my mute, so I can't. I have to.
Yep. Oh, good.
Well, I think it's pretty balanced. If it were me, now think about this, folks. When the cell phone came out, yes, I'm old enough to remember. There were many of us who said no. There were many of us who said no, thank you, because we didn't know. It sounded too good to be true. Is it going to hurt our brains? Is it spyware? Is it going to cost too much? I was one of the ones that said no in the beginning. But when it hit the tipping point, it went crazy. So I would advise people to have an online game that works on your behalf 24/7. But man, I would definitely put my feet in the water and meet with people, while the online prowess is happening. So I would do them both, but I wouldn't say, oh, I'm going to sit behind my computer and expect, for everything to go the way I want it to go, because some people see it online and they think this is too good to be true. That's really what the case right now. Someday it'll be a reality for everybody. But right now, for the people who heard, some people think it's too good to be true. So there's nothing more insatiable than getting in front of a potential client, customer, business builder, and holding up your wellness report, your greens, your yellows, and your reds, and holding it right in their faces and say, man, you need this your coordinates to your health. You need it now. This gave me so much peace. This gave me a straight line to my health, and I have never slept so good knowing this information. What I've noticed is when people see that in your hands, they want it in their hands. So I would go have that online prowess going 24/7, but man, every day have the discipline to get in front of people too. That's how it's going to work. In front of people, I'm finding it's working 90% of the time, right there with them. Behind the computer, it kind of varies. But, right now it's definitely working when people are getting in front of people.
Yeah, I think that touch, not just touching you start a kid and seeing that, but the energy you feel in a live event or that type of a presence. I believe that home events are a huge, awesome opportunity to be able to bring a few people together to get an experience of it, right? Or larger events that you have, like Ron's been going to and flying to, and then also have the opportunity to broadcast that. I love that. Lauren, did you want to ask anything else to Ron before we take his time out this evening? We want to thank you so much for being on here. But I wanted to end with this for me, is being in this industry for about 18 years, the momentum stage is where you want to position yourself before it hits momentum. Not only is the industry in of itself so ripe and so ready for people to receive what we're giving them, but we found a solution to the problem that exists in that world today, right? And we're ahead of this curve. But the fact that we are at the beginning stages of a company that has the ability to completely change every single one of our lives, if we choose to take the action now. Massive action equals massive results. And I think like one dimension, like Ron talks about, I love it because you just put your head down, you stay focused, don't let the distractions take you away, pull you away. And guys, this will be a ride of a lifetime. And so what you do now is going to be a lot harder to do a year or 2 years from now. And to be able to, capitalize on the beginning stages of where we're at is that key for your success. So just imagine having 100 people or 200, 1,000, let's say 10,000 people, whatever. When we hit that momentum stage, guys, add zeros on the end of your paycheck, because that type of thing, and then going multiple verticals and then going to multiple countries, that large group of people doing a few simple actions consistently over time, that leverage will set you free. We just got to do the work today and have the larger picture of what's possible, because it takes vision to see something before the masses do, but it takes courage to take action. That being said, Lori, I'm going to turn it back over to you to end the call and maybe ask 1 or 2 questions for Ron before we do so.
Yeah, I just have one. Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for being with us tonight too. And you guys, all of you, thank you for coming on. It's important. It is. It's really important that you get these weekly calls, you know. And the one thing I want to ask you, Ron, I think if we can leave people understanding a little bit more about what's working. You've been to so many live events. Can you let them know 3 or 4 pointers that you're seeing at these events that are translating? We have a lot of people out there dipping their toes in the water, and I think they'll jump in head first with a little more direction from what you've seen in the field.
Yeah, there's, people are getting very, very pretty direct about it right now in the field, guys. They're being very direct about getting people swabbed, getting them to the live meetings. These live meetings are powerful. And the reason why I pointed out the DNA report is, man, the people who are not yet on this product have major DNA envy when they see that report and they don't have theirs. So I'm just telling you, that's one of the most powerful pieces of marketing, is when you hold up your DNA report, the red, yellows, and greens. In addition to that, try to have a DNA kit on you, because when you have it right there on you, you can just say, hey, should we open this up and get you swabbed and get you going? This report is just roughly 2 weeks away from you right now. And get people just engaged in that. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to the live meetings, it seems as though the message speaks for itself, folks. It really does. It just seems to really work. And people get, yesterday we did one in Las Vegas. We had a lot of guests there, and oh my goodness, just so many people swabbing. It was just a no-brainer. So just confidence, certainty, and just keep telling people about it, and everybody, not everybody's going to say yes, but most people are interested in this. And so it's a perfect time to get in front of people and just with a lot of confidence, help people. You're not selling anything. You're just helping people. You're talking to people. You're giving them the opportunity. So great time of the year right now for the company. Great season for the company. Lots of good people in this group. We got a lot of talented folks. So now it's just a matter. When we talk about being one-dimensional, just so you know, it's not like, oh, it's a discipline. No, it's a privilege right now to be one-dimensional. I've worked for companies, guys, when we couldn't say that with this much certainty. Hey, we're going to be one-dimensional. You'd always go, oh, but what about this? And what about this? And what about we're waiting for this? Here, you got videos and apps and replicated sites and back offices and beautiful brand, beautiful packaging, beautiful videos, beautiful U-series. You have all these things there around you to support you. Great message, great cast. When I say one-dimensional, it's a privilege. Just go out now, play the numbers, tell people, all of us, just with a lot of confidence, going out and telling people, and let's go do the heavy lifting and make history together.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks for jumping on, Ron. I know it's a Sunday night, and we appreciate you more than you know. So, guys, we're going to let you go. I would encourage everybody to get something on the calendar. Just do it. Just put something on the calendar where you will meet with people, invite people, show them what we have. If it's not written down, in my mind, it's not even real. So thanks again. Appreciate you so much, and we're going to let you guys go. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.